Hey guys, have you ever wanted to take up traditional bow hunting? You should. You don't know where to start? Well, follow our channel, subscribe right here, and we'll take you through some of the mistakes that we've made and some of the things that we fixed. And we're calling it traditional bow hunting or barebow hunting 101. So follow along, subscribe. Hey guys, Nate Bailey here. Hey, I see a lot of guys getting into traditional archery today, and thought I might make a video series, traditional archery or traditional bow hunting or barebow hunting 101, and help you guys out because, you know, it was a long learning curve for me. Thank goodness for Traditional Bow Hunter magazine, or else I may have given up. But so in this modern day, I thought it'd be nice to make some videos to help you guys out. Shoot these things. I talked a little bit about how it's kind of a metaphysical thing that takes over after you get the good solid form down. That once you do that and everything's the same in your form, then it's a metaphysical thing. And so today I was going to tell you a little bit on how to set up your bows, because your form isn't the only thing that has to be really consistent. Your bow does as well. First things first, you want to check out the bows that that you can shoot well. Go to you know, any kind of shoot where there's going to be a lot of bowyers there, and shoot every bow that you could get your hands on. For me, that means these short recurves. I like longbows too, and I could shoot them equally as well. It's just for a hunting tool, they're not as good for me in the thick forest that I hunt, because a lot of times I'll have it on my back, or in the tree stand for blacktails. I lost my biggest blacktail because of a longbow, and I hit the bottom of the tree stand with my limb when I released. So that's the first thing, is find the bow that fits you. The second thing is setting it up right. And I'm going to tell you a couple things about setting it up. There's a couple of different styles of bows that your bowyer can make for you, depending on how you shoot it. If you're shooting 3 under, which means you're 3 under the arrow, and a lot of guys that are gap shooting because they want to bring that arrow up closer to their eye are shooting 3 under. So then your bowyer is going to adjust the limbs differently for a 3 under shooter. Or if you're going to shoot split finger, which is what I do, and I shoot split finger, and I have ever since I've been shooting any kind of traditional bow. So tell your bowyer before you ever order one, ask him what it was tillered for. And tiller basically is just how much, how even the limbs are going to pull depending on where you're at on the string. So if you're higher up on the string, of course, your top limb is going to get pulled on harder than your bottom limb. So they're going to tiller it accordingly. Okay? The second thing that you need to do is check your brace height. You want to set your brace height. Now your brace height is from this spot here to the string. There's a lot of people ask, well, isn't it from here to the string? And yeah, it can be, to the back of the shelf to the string. But the technical measurement is from where your hand sits, the innermost part of the riser, to the string. Okay. Now your bowyer has set up these bows to be braced at a certain height. Okay. I think Wade likes 7 3/8 on his bows, and I'm set just a little bit over that on when I set mine up. Wade shoots his bow a little different than I do. But so your brace height is an important thing. So you get your bow, it comes in the mail, you get it strung. That's the first measurement you want to make, is set that, and set it to the bowyer's specifications. Okay. Once you have it set to the bowyer's specifications, then you can move it around. And the way you move it around is you have to unstring it and have a Flemish twist string, of course, and then you twist the string to shorten it up. If you shorten up your string, it's going to move it back further. Okay, and you're going to get your brace is going to come farther back. Okay, so you're gonna have to play with that. Now, if you move your brace, if your brace is closer in, there's a couple things that happen. It's gonna be a little faster, one. Two, it's gonna be louder. Okay, so there's a happy medium on where you want your brace height set. I tend to err further out, okay? And there's a couple reasons for that. It's usually smoother off the string. So your first inch off the string is usually smoother the further out it is. I know that people are going to say, no, it's not. But there are some bows, it's not. But most bows, the further back you are, the less amount of power it's going to take as you're coming off the string, okay? The second thing is it's going to be quieter and it's going to be smoother. And that's a big deal for me. Quiet is probably above speed by a long shot for me. If you have a quiet bow within, most of my shots are going to be probably 20 and under. I'm good out to 30, but most of my shots are 20 and under. Couple have been over 20, and grouse, of course, I'll shoot at any, because it's either a hit or miss situation. But anyhow, so you want to, if you're going to be shooting at those distances, if that's what your goal is, and honestly, if you're picking up one of these things, that's probably what your goal is, then you want to make sure that it is within that realm, within that space, that 30 yards or 20 yard space. It's as quiet as it can be, so you don't get those flinches and turning a good shot into a bad one. So that's the first thing, is set that brace height, okay? I don't even put a knock point. A knock point is this little guy here, okay? That's the knock point. I don't even put that on the bow until I get a brace set and I get the arrows. I've been doing it a while, so you get kind of a hang of it if you've been shooting a bow for a while, where you can put the arrow where it feels right. And once you get the arrows to where the bow sounds good and it's shooting quietly, then go ahead and loosely put your knock point on. Then take a square or an arrow. After you've done this a while, you could probably figure it out with an arrow and get it square. You want this angle right here at 90 degrees, okay? And I like to put my knock point above the arrow. You notice that I have it pretty square right there and my knock point's way up. That's because I reset my brace height. So the string is stretched a little bit. So what has happened is my knock point's off again. I'd fix that if I had pliers out here, but I don't have my pliers out here. So I've been shooting a lot of stumps today, and I can tell you that it's about that far off of my knock point's about that far off, because my arrows weren't flying near straight. So I'll fix that when I get home. But you want to set that. Now usually I set it about 1/4 of an inch above center, so the string center, and I'll go with my knock point above 1/4 of an inch. You can put it below your knock, put it down here. It's up to you. I just shoot it always with above my knock. And I tried switching it one time and it kept messing me up. I kept trying to put it below. So I don't know, that's just the way I started. So put it below your knock or wherever you want it, but 1/4 inch. And then leave it loose, because if you look at the serving, I don't know if you could see that, if it's focusing or not, but the serving itself acts like a screw. So you could shoot it. If you start getting a lot of porpoising, go up first. If you're above it, go down if you're below it, and see if that straightens your arrow flight out. Once it straightens your arrow flight out, then you just crimp it down, and that's your knock point, okay? So you just mess around with that. You have about a 3/4 of an inch window that you'll be playing with. Once you've done it a few times, that 3/4 of an inch, you'll be able to do it within 1/4 inch. You'll probably just be able to look at that and put it within 1/4 inch, and you'll be good. So those are the couple things: brace height, knock point. And those two things right there will really help your shooting right off the bat. It took me a while, I was shooting for a long time with my brace height way too shallow, and I wasn't getting good arrow flight. I was getting very erratic arrow flight. It took me a while. Somebody says, hey, why don't you set your brace height up? And I'm like, what? How come I didn't read about this? How come I didn't know this thing? So I'm trying to help you with that. So if you want to see more, I'm going to go over more stuff, silencers, all the good stuff. We'll go through it all. But I'll do it in short videos so you don't have to be bored. But So if you want to do that, there should be a button coming up right here, or is it right here? Anyhow, it'll be one of these places. Click that, subscribe, and follow us. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to pick my brain, leave a message below. Anything. So we like to hear back from you guys. Hope this. Well, there you go. How to set up your brace height and your knock point. Once I figured those things out, I was able to get really accurate with my bow. It just took those two things to really fix things for me. So I hope it helps you. If you like what you've seen, of course subscribe, give us a like below, pass it on to your friends. But hopefully we helped you out. Until then, until next time, shoot straight.